Good morning, my crafty friends. It's Krista here from Second Chance Creation. Oh, very early in the morning, and I'm having my cup of coffee here. I was going to have a cup of tea, but I need a coffee. It's going to be 40 degrees here today, so I'll be in the garden like 5:30 and doing things I need to do to be back inside by 10. I just thought I'd quickly share with you, I've made some projects and I had bits of scraps left over, so I used them and put them on some cardstock, ready to use next time. And that is probably the theme of this video, because as you all know, I have a book here where I put all my, glue all my scraps to pages, and some of these pages are loose because of the projects I've done, and you'll see some items that I've used where the pictures or book pages from children's books, they come in really handy because you've got elements like rocks, grass, trees. And I'm looking at doing a couple of journals in the new year, which is a musical journal and a garden journal, or a botanical journal, I should say. So I just thought I'd show you, because you will see some elements of these. There's a piece of packaging of the barcode, and just some of the, it's hard to explain, but this is what I've used, and I've got all these little scraps here in my little envelope here. So I just thought I'd share that with you. This is part of the scenery that I've already chopped up here, and also this one here, and also you'll see the other half of this. This was a book cover, the early 1900s music book. So, and I'll just pop them back in here. I just thought I'd show you, this is what I used out of this. And I also used, believe it or not, I've got a big stash of these Tim Holtz paper dolls. And who hasn't? And I only use them now and again, but I've decided I want to use them all up. And it's like a never-ending story, I tell you. So I'll show you what I've made. So we have journaling cards. I'll just see if I can zoom in on this so you can see. As you can see, I've used some scrapbook paper that had like a corrugated type look, and I think it was sort of like this, and I used it like that, so that it looks as though they're sitting on a wall and with sand at their feet, and they're waiting for a band, and it's called OK. That's the story that I'm using, okay? So that's what that is. So that's one, and they're all stitched. So, and I've popped on the leftover pages of a dictionary that has maybe, I'll just go back out, that might have half a page of blank, and that's what I use to back these up. So we have these two ladies here. They're going on a trip. And if you see this here, this came from a journaling card, and I just cut that little bit out. Every picture tells a story. So they might be looking at traveling. I'll just reduce this. It's not reducing. Is it doing this? I'll just try to make it so it's easy to look at. There you go. Without me having to adjust it all the time. And this can be a side journaling card, because I've made it like a little tab along here. And then on the back, I've popped this in, and I've actually have a vintage playing card with the New South Wales State Rail photo on it. I mean, that looks pretty cool to me. This is a collage page. Then we have our two girls here, and you know, they're dancing to the Ritz. I've just popped on some lace, bit of music papers there. Again, I don't have to do much to these tags because the collage backgrounds does it all. And it's sewn. Here we go. Big sister, little sister. And again, collage page. This actually came from a embroidery magazine, the pink writing there. And because this was already glued onto a children's book page, I kept that because you can still journal on it. Okay. Here we are. They're going to the cinema. Brother and sister, off they go. Maybe brothers and sisters. Again, the background, you know, you don't need to use much. I've just popped in a ticket, put a little piece of pink fabric trim there. Three brothers. I've made that into like a, probably like a, maybe an index card. This is packaging paper with the barcode on the back. And I've used these three boys. They might belong to a company, Dad's company. So, yeah, they look very serious, don't they? They're going to a fair. As you can see, this is the children's book background. This was scrapbook paper. This is tissue paper along here. And this is just a piece of fabric from a top. Here they are. Are they going to a dress up? They're too young to go to a prom. Again, this was a collage paper. It had a pink paper doily, heart-shaped doily. And this was on a page of a Happy Mail that was sent to me, and I just took that off and just popped that on there. Little heart. Now, she looks like a music teacher, doesn't she? So here is the cover of the music book. Very old. And again, the background. And I've just popped her in, put a little tab on here. And, of course, the little girl, she went to ACE's discount store and department store, actually. So she might have bought an umbrella. Again, this is an embossed piece of coffee dyed paper that I sort of slightly inked. This was all on the collage page. All I did was sewed a bit of trim on here, a little bit of fabric, and a cute little button. Now comes some fun ones. These are the children's books pages that I mentioned. Here it is here. Now, I can't remember. It was a pond of some sort. And I just ripped the flowers out and put it on in my book with surrounding bits and bobs. And that's how it came out. Just absolutely love it. And I used her. This is a clothing label from one of my tops that I discarded last week. And it had on it Elegant Girl. Well, I took the girl off and I just used Elegant. I should have kept the girl on there, but the wording, but I just used Elegant because I wasn't sure where I was going to use it. And when I used the little ballerina girl, I've popped that on there. A little bit of old lace trim and, of course, the butterfly. And here you can see the remnants of, it was just a little bit too short and I didn't really want to waste it. So that's what that is. Here are the brothers. Very serious. Again, the barcode of packaging. Children's book background. And it looks like a house. And that looks like rocks and sky or mountain. So, looks like a river. So they're off somewhere, and I've actually attached one of my dangles, which are the credit cards and the little bread clip and the old antique measuring tape number 3. Thought that would look really cute. Here's some more of the children's book page with the flowers, and the rocks look like steps, and this looks like a fence to me. So I made the theme of, you know, they just got married and just going down the park, and just a bit of a trim. Now this continues, because this was a whole page across, and I used the other part, which is this part here, and I've just popped butterflies on the back. Just absolutely love this. The girl that caught the big butterfly. I had this in my stash for so many years, never used it because of the sparkles, but I then used it, and I did a little slit in her arm to be able to tuck that in, and then I just cut out butterflies random from book pages, a scrapbook paper, and just dotted them on there. She obviously is in a field of butterflies, and she caught her big butterfly, and they're all following her. And check out the flowers. So this was part of, it was sort of like that, okay? So might be a little piece missing there because I had to trim it. But this was the page, so I've made 2 journaling cards out of it. So that's what I've done. So I've been playing. I really enjoyed this, and some of these will be going in my Etsy store, but that won't happen till the new year. Then I ordered some postcards, and we all have these that you really can't do much with, but they're blank on the back. Okay, so I'll show you what I did. I used one postcard and that I cut up, and I've put her as though she's sitting on the edge of a cliff with the backdrop of a house. And what I do is I sand the postcards just with some sanding paper in the direction that I want it to go. I've put on one of my dad's old stamp. Now these stamps are over 60 years old. And yeah, so she looks pretty cool. So I've used one of the Tim Holtz dolls paper dolls on here. Then on the back I've just put another one of my old stamps. Okay. And then the other side of the card was this, because they were joined like this. Okay. Promoting train travel. So I used the little boy sitting on the train and Dad sitting on this log. Well, it's not a log, it was part of like a building. But by the time I sanded it, you couldn't see it, but you can see the image, you know. And I think that was really cool. I've just put in a little ticket on the bottom here. And then I've popped on a little stamp that's actually attached to a piece of cloth. So how cool are they? They come up really, really good. The next one is the beach theme. So they must be celebrating a speedboat. Again, I've sanded it in such a way that you can just see the little bit blue that represents the water. On the back was all sort of like industrial buildings or some buildings, and I, you know, sanded it as well. And then I had a picture of the early days in Australia. I think it's Bondi Beach. And then I found the picture of this boat with some people there waving, and so yeah, so it looks like it might be, you know, you bought a ticket to check out the race. go good with a travel journal. And this one I did as well. I sanded it, and this was a die cut from a art magazine, how to do watercolors. So yeah, and the background lended itself really cool, and I've just, you know, put different things on there that I had in my stash. Opportunities don't just happen, you create them. Then of course I've got the sisters here, and I just used, I made a frame from a book page which was coloured in this colour, and really liked it, and I made them look as though they're just sort of peeking out. Again, they might have visited a city, and yeah, I did the scratching just so that you can just sort of see the images through. This one I did in a different shape. Here I actually glued some dictionary paper on and then wait for it to dry and ripped it off, and that's how you get that little effect. Again, a die cut from the art magazine that taught you how to use paint watercolors. And then I had this cuckoo clock for so long. I thought it just went dream, smile. So, and again, it's a postcard, and it was the Manila Hotel, so I just didn't like the photo. And here, this one as well. This was a cool one, and I haven't got my glasses on, so I don't know what card that was. But yeah, again, I glued the dictionary paper on, waited for it to dry, just with a glue stick, and then ripped it off, and you get to see some bits and bobs. Another die cut of the art magazine, how to draw with watercolours, how to paint with watercolours. Just a clock out of a magazine. I put a sticker on there, and this is actually like a linen label. Someone sent this to me in Happy Mail quite a long time ago, and yeah, I sort of had that hanging around, so I've used it. So I hope you enjoyed. The next video is just a share of some specimen cards, and but I'll be tagging someone because they inspired me. So yeah, so let me know of your thoughts, and I've got a lot more to make, but I'll be using up, you know, all my pages of deliciousness with all these collards. And what I do is how I choose the background, I just get a doll that I want to use and just lay it on the background and just see how it works. And then I sort of think of a theme, okay? So that's how I do it. All right, thank you very much for watching. I hope this inspired you to glue some scraps in your books or magazine or phone books, and then use them later on as a background, because yes, you can use you know, papers, fancy papers and things like that, but I think if you use, it takes a little bit longer, and instead of using digitals, because they're already, you know, all laid out for you, but I like to make my own. So there you go. And she is pretty cool, and I do like, so this was my favorite, and the other one is this one. Elegant. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. I probably won't be doing any more videos till after Christmas. We're very busy, and yeah, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, oh no, I better put that over here. That's all part of it. Until next time, bye for now.